Yep. Go. Stealing a line from Ivor, the problem with Halloween is it's far too Americanised. So you can forget your vampires, your werewolves, your Frankenstein monsters, even your mummies. There are things in West Yorkshire that are far more frightening. The black dog, beware the black dog! Well, maybe not this one, but for centuries the black dog has been one of the most feared and terrifying beasts in the whole of the county. Sometimes it manifests itself as a demonic sheep or an enormous donkey. If you're to see one of these creatures, it is the portent that someone will soon be dying in an area near you. European mythology sees the dog as a carrier of death and the guardian to the underworld. So beware if you ever see them. They're associated with scavenging and death and dead things, and that's why this grows up. And if you were to ever see or hear the Barghest, be wary. It could be someone close to you that's life's in danger. If you try and stop it, then it might be your untimely demise that happens instead. The term Barghest comes from the same root of other bedtime monsters as bogeymen and boggarts. From bar, bird meaning town, and guest meaning ghost. And the legend comes from the Germanic trends of Odin, who was the lone hunter. He went off searching the forest for a lone woman with his 2 dogs of death who helped him hunt her down. But in the Christian church, it's been taken over by Gabriel, and in Leeds there's this legend of Gabriel's hounds, or gabble rackets, from the term gabble meaning Gabriel and rack meaning a hound who searches by scent. Mother Shipton predicted that although storms may rage and seas may roar, when Gabriel stands on sea and shore, when he blows his marvellous horn, the world will die and then be reborn. In 1869, William Henderson described the black dogs as human-headed beasts that traverse the air throughout the areas of Leeds. And in 1828, Collins wrote that these beasts were in every street, and that they were the spirits of dead children that wandered the way. So, I've forgotten where I was, I apologise. The black dog is another term for the, there are many stories about the black dogs. They're meant to be the sound of beagles questing, yelps and barking, and they're an unearthly sound that would portend someone's death. Often thought of as being geese. In 1664, Reverend Oliver Haywood said that there was an unearthly sound in the Leeds area that sounded like horrible moanings and groanings, and that if anyone was to see the creature that made them, that they would die. And the tales that come up, there was a man who saw one of these black dogs on the side of the road. He kicked it, and he was meant to be dragged through ditches and hedgerows back to his home and left by his windowsill. In Horbury, there was another man who struck a dog with his stick. The cane went straight through it. He ran home trembling and frightened and lay in bed terrified for days on end after that. These aren't just stories from the past. In 1993, a driver going between Horsforth and Rodley saw a huge shaggy beast wandering between the 2 villages and went straight home and lay in bed for days trembling. In 2001 in Leeming Bar, a woman described seeing a faceless dog with big, long, floppy ears. She ran through it without touching it in any shape or form. When she got to her destination, a man she talked to later died. And in 2011, this year, at a rave, there were snarlings and growlings that the organisers heard they couldn't find out where these snarlings were coming from. And that is where we leave the story.